Okay, so you've depolarized yourself by doing the middle pillar ritual and your grounding exercises every day for 6 months to a year. And now things really don't rub you the wrong way anymore because there's no wrong way to rub. And now you're ready to begin to start playing with both sides from an equal, unbiased, and centered position. And yeah, it's going to take about that long, minimum. This just doesn't happen overnight. It takes discipline, patience, and practice. I personally haven't missed a day at temple, a single day in 9 months. Whether I feel like it or not, I just do it. And you keep doing it until you can't imagine a day without it. And at that time, it's just automatic. So if you started today, by this time next year, you should be fairly depolarized and ready to begin to use the law of polarity to your advantage. So what's next? Well, now we need to get into a little bit of sex education. Jordan Maxwell was not entirely incorrect when he was showing slides of the temples and the two pillars and saying how everything was symbolic of sex. Well, it is, just not in the way that is commonly thought. So we need to get into and go over the law of gender, which on the surface is going to look a lot like the law of polarity, but there are key differences. The law of polarity and the law of gender do go hand in hand and resemble one another, but they're not quite the same. Now, when I said before that everything is magic, I'm going to add to that statement now and say that magic is sex. And by the end of the next couple lessons, you should have a complete understanding of what I mean by that. We're not talking strictly physical sex, although physical sex does adhere to the law of gender. What we're really talking about are two specific energetic forces, for lack of a better description. There are two because they also must adhere to the law of polarity and duality, but they're not the same. The male energetic force, which is equated to a positive charge, although you have to remember that positive and negative does not mean good or bad, it's more of a direction, a directional flow. The male energetic force is that force which pushes outside of itself, whereas the feminine force is that which draws into itself. The male force penetrates, and the feminine force absorbs and assimilates. The male force penetrates the feminine energy and impresses upon it the idea and blueprint. The feminine energy then takes that blueprint, absorbs it, assimilates it, and then later gives birth to the creation. It builds the blueprint that the male force has supplied. And you can see how physical sex totally adheres to the law of gender. This should all make perfect sense so far because you're already familiar with all the aspects of procreation on this physical level. Now we're going to take this concept and principle and apply it to your magic, or more specifically, the mind. The male energy is that fiery dynamic force that we refer to in magic as the will, which is part and parcel to the conscious mind. Whereas the feminine energy resides within the subconscious mind. When your will successfully penetrates and impresses upon the subconscious mind will then absorb and assimilate those blueprints given by the will and then turn and give birth to the results of your magic in perfect synchronization within your reality. This is why the will is so important in magic, because just sitting there visualizing and meditating in a passive, dreamlike state isn't going to do much, because that's using a feminine energy. The male will is fiery, dynamic, passionate, and often exaggerating in its capabilities in order to make an impression. And this is the sole purpose of ritual magic. All the props, the robes, the garb, the mantras, the sigils, everything is there for one purpose and one purpose only, to make an impression upon the subconscious mind. The subconscious then takes that, processes it, and then gives birth to or manifests the results. It will first try to manifest the results internally, and if it can't do that, it will manifest them externally into your reality with synchronicity. And this happens whether you're aware of it or not, and why people are doing magic whether they're aware of it or not. One thing that really clarified it for me personally was one day I had a craving for McDonald's. Now consciously, I can't stand McDonald's. And so I sat there wondering why I had this craving for McDonald's. It didn't make any sense. I can't stand McDonald's, yet I want McDonald's. And I mentioned it to my girlfriend that I'm having this craving despite knowing that I really don't like it. And she said, well, did you see the McDonald's bag I left on the table? No, I did not. At least not consciously. See, she had McDonald's the night before when I was sleeping and left the bag on the table. And as I'm passing through the room the next day, I didn't see it consciously, but my subconscious picked up on it, processed that corporate Sigil logo, and manifested it as an internal craving for McDonald's. And this is why I said you really got to guard the gates of your mind. And that if you're not controlling your magic, it will be controlled for you. And for those of you that are going to run out later and get McDonald's, I'm sorry. Now see, the subconscious mind sees all and knows all. And this is why it picked up on it when my conscious mind did not. Almost sounds like the all-seeing eye, doesn't it? Oh, dude, you're blowing my mind. And yeah, well, magic is sex of the mind. And it's through this principle that NLP works, that people are being bombarded with subliminal messaging on a constant basis. See? And it was after the McDonald's episode that I won't even leave a newspaper with negative articles or headlines face up to where my subconscious can pick up on that. See? I don't want that to be processed by my subconscious and then manifest it somehow in my life. And you think about this as you're scrolling through the news feed on Facebook and just scrolling down without reading anything. Well, your subconscious mind is picking all of that up. And if you want to use this principle to your advantage, you might want to write out positive messages and hide them around the house. Or have your significant other do it, so that your conscious mind isn't really seeing them, but your subconscious is picking it up and processing it and then manifesting it. And we'll expand upon that in the next lesson. But the subconscious mind truly is the link to what we refer to as the divine. It is the portal to the other realms, and it is the 0 point, ones and zeros in a binary system, male and female. It's the 0 point for all magic. And yes, I am aware that that view is debated among practicing magicians. But just know that I will continue to make my case and support my position on this as we move along in the lessons. And before the next lesson, I have an assignment for you. It's the first mandatory assignment. I need you to watch a video by Bob Proctor. Now, he's the guy that was in the movie The Secret. Now, he may not call himself a Hermetic magician, but all he teaches are the Hermetic principles. And he's going to explain the subconscious mind for you real well. And in the next lesson, we're going to take his model and we're going to expand upon it. I'm going to link to the video here, and I'm also going to add it to my favorites so that it's real easy to find. But you do need to watch it so that we're all on the same page when we get to the next lesson. And I will see you then. Take care.